Recently, scientists have discovered that the existence is like that defined by ancient mystics as Nataraja statue shown in figure. It keeps moving dance of Nataraja, as is written in scriptures. Photo by Atlina Sazanova on Pexels.com. Kabir says, "One who walks alone. He alone finds truth." Kabir said some wonderful things to the people, but the pundits were afraid of him. Many people became his enemies, but only on their sides. Kabir knew no enemies. Even if someone had cut his throat, he still would not have seen him as an enemy. Kabir knew that the cutting could not happen to him, that what could be cut was not him. He knew the assassin would be exerting himself uselessly, and as far as Kabir was concerned, such a man would simply be committing a sin without any purpose. Kabir had no cause to worry. Such a man would simply be committing a pointless sin, unnecessarily creating a web of complications. Kabir would have pitied such a man. Now there is no death, so how can anything be unfavorable or inauspicious? Behind whatsoever is looked upon as unfavorable, death is hidden somewhere. The shadow of death is what is seen, and it is that which is looked upon as evil. You are not what you appear to be. From above the well may look small, but it is linked with the ocean. Means God. Its mouth may be small, but its soul is vast. In the body you may look small, but this is only the mouth of the well, deep within you are limitless. And bear in mind that he who does not give will take. Taking is sin, giving is holy, sacred. This never occurs, but if a well were to take water from other wells, do you know what would happen? Water seeks its own level, and if a particular well began to take water from others, then the sources from which it was obtaining its water would themselves begin to take water back from the well. The level of water always remains the same. Understand this properly. You desire peace and rest, but you want them without knowing God. But this can never happen because the root cause of your restlessness is that you do not know God. My comments. If the well do not know about the ocean, that is okay. But in case of every human being, this gift is given by default to all. Without knowing it, the well can only think that if it will be filled up with soil, then it will be dead. But that is not the case. The water is still there, but just for others it stops serving with water. The death is not for the well but for others. Be it human being or a well, it does not matter much for existence or God. That is why the world keeps moving without the persons who died, species which are non-existent, etc. Our attachment with others, with our desires and not knowing our soul are the basic reason behind it. This is why first step is leaving all attachments or conditioning, religion, education, relatives, etc., but still living within the society. For example, if a cow is tied by a rope and another person is holding its other end, then it is said that the cow is tied, but the person holding the other end is also tied too. If the cow somehow gets itself freed from him or her, then who will run after the cow? Or if he or she set free the other end, will the cow run after him or her? So when we are detaching ourselves is like we are freeing all others for taking their own decisions. Lao Tzu called it as be like water. Do not impose your boundaries, instead adjust yourself. We are not going to impose our decisions on anyone or for buying anything, etc. We will dedicate our acts to God directly and no one in between. This is taking very high responsibility, that usually all freedom imposes. To avoid it is best suited to most because you can always hold other responsible for your misery. But if you can become water, then only one day you will become water vapor too. Then immediately you will engulf whole existence within you. This is enlightenment, or knowing your soul or seeing your soul. To experience your soul is become God. The vapor, soul, has immediately spread itself into available infinite existence. Now there is no vapor anymore, only the existence is. Or in Lao Tzu's words, becoming Tao itself. Or in Zen, call it Satori. You are now a different or transformed person, the old has died and the new is born. The well now knows that it is connected to the ocean. Osho says, to know God means to attain to one's own inner music. That is peace, that is rest. To know God means to be God, to be totally contented. That is peace, and before that there cannot be any. Only when you can see God in death will you be able to be peaceful, will you be able to be at rest. So no matter what steps you take to protect yourself, all your efforts will finally prove to be unsuccessful. You put up a large building and then you see someone with a bigger one dying, you earn a lot of money and then you see a richer man dying, you achieve prestige and a great name and then you see a more famous man returning to dust. And so you know that all your efforts are pointless. You can try as hard as you can to persuade your mind otherwise, but you will never succeed. And that is why you are worried and uneasy. All the consolations you resort to are false. The older and older you grow, The more you begin to be aware of this, the more you begin to think about what can be done. You hanker after peace. But you are worrying about peace without worrying about God. How is that possible? You have been doing this very same thing through countless births. My comment. At least you can give it a try with totality, in this birth. Just to break the chain. Start reading it for free on Kindle. Read on the go for free, download Kindle for Android, iOS, PC, Mac and more.